When I was 25 years old, I was diagnosed with autoimmune diseases and started having severe health problems. Uh, but it was manageable until I got into my 30s and my mother passed away also of autoimmune diseases. I think that's when my heart dropped because she was only about 56 years old. And it was like, wow, this is the road that I'm also on, that I came to realize that something has to happen. But at the time, I didn't know what. And the reason it makes it so strange, I was back then even a healthcare professional. At the time, I was a registered nurse. I worked in the emergency room. I also worked as a respiratory therapist. But at the time, just to let you know, when you take care of a lot of people, your family, and you go to work and take care of people, a lot of times your health gets put on the back burner. You know, oftentimes that happens, you can relate. And so I found myself working 12-hour shifts, working nights, and getting sicker and sicker every day. I found myself overweight. I couldn't hardly breathe. My autoimmune diseases were lung diseases. I also had asthma and many other things. And now I'm closing in on my 40s. So now there's hormonal issues to pile on top of that. Uh, then, oh my goodness, it's hard to pinpoint key points, but it came to a point where I was on 20 plus different medications. I was tired and fatigued. It took all my breath to even walk across the room most of the times. And so I would go to work, I'd go to bed, and I'd get up and go to work again. And that's pretty much how my life was. When my brother got out of the military, when he left the military and came back home, he kind of found me like this, my younger brother, and he began inviting me to church. And he he had a way of riling me up and getting me moving that even my kids couldn't do. So he got me up out of bed, and we started going to church together. He'd show up every Sunday. And one Sunday, it just kind of hit me when I was in there. I decided to go to something pulled me to the altar. And I went to the altar and I was standing there with a line of people just thinking about what was going on in my life at that time. And I thought I was going up there to ask for healing, but what I ended up asking for was purpose. Because it felt like even in the midst of everything that I was going through, it wasn't necessarily the illness that was impacting me the most. It was just the loss of purpose. I just didn't feel like my life meant anything, that I wasn't achieving anything, that I wasn't doing anything. And I think that's what hurt the most. The time was just passing me by. Life was passing me by, as a matter of fact. And so at the altar, I just asked God for purpose with what life I had left. I just wanted it to mean something, not just to me, but to my family, to those around me, to my community, to the world. I just wanted purpose. After that, it just seemed like opportunity and the right people. I just started tripping over them when they didn't seem like they were there before. Now I was so much more aware. I was invited to talk to someone about natural healing, lifestyle healing. I got more involved in the church. I started donating, I just started volunteering my time to help others less fortunate than I am. I started working at a maternity home for homeless pregnant women, and I started getting more involved with life. And as I was starting to get more involved with life, getting more involved with my health and putting it front burner instead of back burner, I just started looking up and noticing that I was getting better. I wasn't taking as many medications anymore. My weight was coming down. Life was more fun. And I enjoyed being around people when I avoided it so much before. And it was just a huge turnaround. I looked up about a year later, and I wasn't on all the medications anymore. I wasn't overweight anymore. I could breathe. And so at that time, I decided to continue my education and become an advanced nurse practitioner, and a nurse practitioner, and help others also discover what's in them that they can bring out to overcome their health challenges and overcome the adversities or the barriers that their health challenges bring in their life. And that's basically what I do now. I use lifestyle and natural healing to help disparities in health.